What's up, everybody? Welcome to my video today. This is Breaking Limits. I'm Robert, and today I wanted to talk about my fitness journey throughout the years. Close this door. So, my fitness journey. So, I started working out when I was 16. I started lifting weights, and the reason why is because my whole childhood and adolescence, like early adolescence, from until I was like 16, all the years before that, I was very skinny. I was very thin. Like you can see my ribs, super skinny kid. I remember I played Little League football, American football. And I was actually let go off the team. I was kicked off the team because I was too small. I was too light. You had to be at least 70 pounds. I was like 62 pounds. And all the other kids were like 90 pounds. So I was playing against kids 30, 40 pounds bigger than me. And it was clear I was just smaller. I was very thin, and it took me a while to grow. I was a late bloomer, and I remember, being a freshman in high school and being really small and skinny, and just not feeling comfortable in my own body, not feeling like I felt like something was wrong with me, kind of, because I wasn't growing. I wasn't like everybody else. And I remember feeling insecure about it. And I think I was 16, a sophomore, still very skinny. I did grow a little taller, but I was still very skinny. One day, I was in church. I used to go to a Catholic church growing up. And I was in the back, and I put my back against the wall, and I felt my shoulder blades hit the wall. And I just remember feeling then in that moment just tired, like I'm done. I'm done being skinny. I'm done being small. And that is when I really began to really eat a lot more. And I didn't have money for a gym, so I made weights out of concrete with my dad. We went to Home Depot, bought cement, put them in buckets with a baseball bat in the middle, and let it dry and solidify, and made weights. And for some reason, I have a 45-pound bar back then. In the backyard, it was just there for years. I don't even know how it even got there. So I had a 45-pound bar, and I was able to, with these concrete weights, make weights. And I started lifting. I started deadlifting. I started doing bent over rows. I didn't have a bench, so I would literally slide underneath my couch and lift the couch. I would load weight up on the couch, slide underneath the couch, and do, range of motion wasn't great, but I was hitting my chest. I was working my chest. And this was like 2011, 2012. YouTube was beginning to be like, oh, I followed Chris Jones, back then, it was called POG, and that was a big inspiration for me for weightlifting. And I really got in it, and I went from like 95 pounds to about 130, 135, all the way up to about 150 pounds from 95 pounds. I think I gained about 40 pounds over the summer. And just lifting at the house, just with the couch, with the bar, with the cemented weights, with dumbbells. I was training at home workouts. drinking gallons of milk. Like I would literally drink 2 cups of milk every hour of the day, of waking hours of the day. And I got a lot bigger. By the time I was a junior, I was about, a buck 35. Pretty, nice build. And I mean, I did put on fat, but I wasn't like fat. I was like bulky. And then I got up to about 150 pounds by senior year of high school. Bigger than I am now. I'm only 137 pounds now. I'm leaner now than I was then. But yeah, so that's how my journey started. I was just tired of being skinny. I was tired of being a fucking skinny kid. I actually got a little fat too. Like when I got to 150, I was a little chubby. I mean, some definitely put on muscle mass, but I did put on fat. And yeah, I mean, that's where my fitness journey kind of started. I mean, before that, I was always athletic. I was always athletic. I was very gifted in athletic ability. I was always the fastest kid in school. I was always the most endurant kid. I was very good in, I wouldn't say very good, but I was pretty damn good in basketball, just naturally being agile, quick, very, what do you say, just good, just athletic. I was very athletic as a kid, teenager, even when I was skinny. I was very athletic, great climber. I can climb anything. And that's probably due to my father, because growing up, my father made me and my brother work on the yard a lot. So we were always very physically active, and he would take us to the park and make us run, force us to run. And I hated it at the time. I hated running. I wasn't allowed to play in the playground unless I ran. But I mean, he was very disciplined in running and being physically active. And now that I'm older, it's like I feel grateful that he did that, because it showed us the value of being physically active, of being fit, or I don't have to force myself to work out or to motivate myself to go to the gym or to be active, because it's just a part of who I am. It's something that was instilled into me from a very young age. And yeah, so that's where it kind of started earlier back then, and then it moved on to weightlifting and, sophomore year, junior year. And then I kind of fell off. After I graduated high school, 19 years old, I was still lifting weights, still, 145 pounds. Bigger than I am now, but, lifting pretty strong. I went vegan. And, I went vegan. This was like 2015, late 2015, 2016, because I got kind of sucked into the whole vegan philosophy and not hurting animals, and I got really into spirituality and things like that, and and yoga, and it's heavily required if you practice yoga to be a vegetarian vegan. And I did that for many years, from 2016 to 2020 to 2016 to 2021. What is that? 5 years I was vegan. Maybe like 4 years of that I was vegan, and another year I was vegetarian. And then I slowly began eating meats in like summer of 2021. And all those years I kind of stopped weightlifting. Like I still worked out, I still did body weight training, and I did I was still active. I was still working out, And I guess I was still hitting the gym, not as much as before, but I was doing a lot more yoga and a lot more, less weightlifting. And I kind of stalled in my what I know now I guess, the phase of putting on as much mass as I can, or building a muscular physique, an aesthetic, masculine physique, and that's my goal now. Like, now I'm not vegan, I'm not vegetarian. My goal of training is to build, you know, a considerable amount of muscle, not too much, but enough where I'm satisfied with my aesthetic. My goal is to be like 165, 10, 12% body fat by the time I'm 30. I'm 26 now. And yeah, another big inspiration of me when I was back in high school lifting was Bane, Tom Hardy. That was like the main like body I wanted. I wanted to be big and intimidating kind of look. I really resonated and was attracted, like, in the sense of I wanted to be like that. I wanted to look like that. Not that I was attracted to that body, but attracted to it in a way of admiration for that body. And yeah, I mean, that's my fitness journey and what I've, kind of, I'm only 26 now, and my goal is to really focus on building my body. I want to be aesthetic, but I also want to be functional. I want to have strong functional strength, where I can strength capacity. I want to be flexible. I want to be, agile. But the foundation is putting on the size and the strength first, and I could kind of layer the other things on after that. I really want to get back into martial arts, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, because I think it's extremely valuable knowing how to defend yourself, to protect yourself, and to protect others. It's, I think, an absolute necessity. It should be mandatory for every man to know how to defend himself. Unfortunately, it's not, but you should know. And yeah, so that's what I wanted to talk about today in this video. So, goodbye.